Now, you might have heard me use the term radical honesty in some of my videos and wondered what exactly is radical honesty. Well, I'm here to tell you that radical honesty can change your life. It can make your life easier. It can make it feel so much lighter and happier. You can feel free when you practice radical honesty. And I'm going to tell you in this video exactly what it's all about and exactly how to do it. And I'm going to keep it super simple and super easy to understand, because I truly believe that anyone who practices radical honesty is going to massively improve their sense of well-being and the level of happiness and joy flowing into their lives. Now, I'm Simon Chapple, I'm the Quit Alcohol Coach, and this is absolutely going to help anyone who wants to quit drinking. Radical honesty is a great way to get really honest with yourself as well as other people. I'm the author of the Sober Survival Guide and the book How to Quit Alcohol in 50 Days. I also run this awesome YouTube channel, and if you enjoy the videos, there's new ones every Tuesday and every Thursday, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That will mean that you'll get notified every time there's a new video. You won't miss anything. And if you want more help quitting drinking, check out my website, and you can also have a look at my Stop Drinking program. The website address is on the screen right now. You can try it totally free for 14 days, and I'm confident you'll find all the support, all the tools, all the learning and all the connection and guidance you need to make a lasting change. So if that sounds like something that would work for you, absolutely give it a try. You can do that without spending a penny. Now let's talk about radical honesty. The term radical honesty was coined by Brad Blanton. He's the author of the book Radical Honesty, which is an absolutely excellent book. If you're going to get the book, I'd advise against the audio book. The recording isn't very good, but the hardback or paperback copy is absolutely excellent. There are parts that I felt like I needed to take with a pinch of salt, and they seemed a little bit extreme for my liking, but overall the core principles of radical honesty were something that I brought into my own life, and I've been practicing radical honesty for around a year now, and it has absolutely been life-changing for me. One of the core principles of radical honesty is that lying causes suffering, not only to ourselves but to the people around us, which in turn causes suffering to us generally. So letting go of lying, letting go of white lies, exaggerating, bending the truth, and of course big lies and secrets is one of the fundamental principles of becoming radically honest. Now that might sound scary to you, and I would suggest initially starting with baby steps. That was what I did. I didn't realise how much I would exaggerate or bend the truth to try to maybe win approval and gain the respect of other people, but I was doing it more often than I realised. And I started small. I just began checking in with myself, paying attention to what I was doing and what I was saying. And then I started to pause in the moment and think before I spoke, and made sure that I spoke with complete honesty. One important thing to consider is that this is not about telling everybody your secrets. There are safe spaces where you can do that. I've been able to share every secret I've ever had in my men's group, which is a safe space where there's no judgment and complete compassion, and it's completely okay for me to do that in there. But I wouldn't share every secret with every person that I encountered, and you can still be radically honest by speaking your truth at times, even when people ask you a difficult question. If somebody was to ask me something that I felt was inappropriate or I didn't want to answer, well, that's my honest truth, and that would be the answer that I gave. It's not appropriate. I don't want to answer the question. That's still being radically honest. Many people who I encounter in the world of sobriety and quitting alcohol find that they are people pleasers. They find it hard to say no. They find themselves doing things because they feel obliged to do it, or out of fear or guilt. You might have heard me talking about FOG, fear, obligation and guilt. They're the three reasons that we often find ourselves doing things when we don't really want to do them. But we're afraid to speak our truth. We're afraid to be radically honest. So becoming radically honest and learning about radical honesty will absolutely help you let go of any traits of people pleasing. You'll start to find that ability to say no. And that really is something important and something that's going to help with your own sense of self-worth. If we're constantly saying yes or doing things for other people when actually we're doing it out of fear, obligation or guilt, that's not going to make us feel very good about ourselves. This can empower you, and I would invite you to look closer at radical honesty as a concept that can absolutely give you the power. You can claim back the power in your own life by looking at radical honesty and starting to bring it into your day-to-day being. It's absolutely worked for me, and I've seen it work for many other people too. One of the other principles of radical honesty is knowing that honesty is the antidote to lying. It sounds really simple, but it's so true. And understanding how much damage and suffering lying, exaggerating, secrets, bending the truth causes in your own life. And you may not even be aware of how often you do these things. And I'd invite you to just pause for a moment and take a look and begin to notice. And that's another principle of radical honesty, that we move from a place of noticing instead of thinking. It's very easy to spend time attaching to our thoughts, starting to believe our thoughts, and often acting on our thoughts, even though they can often cause negative consequences. If we can start noticing instead of thinking, paying attention, evaluating, considering, and then making a decision that feels right for us, aligns with our values and principles, and moving forward on a basis where we feel confident, honest, and trusting in ourselves, we will no longer be attaching to thoughts that are going to serve us in a negative way. Generally, you can only notice in the moment when you're there. Of course, you can reflect, and you can reflect into yourself after an event, but noticing is very much about being in the moment. And really, there are only 3 categories of things that you can notice. They are your surroundings, your thoughts, and your sensations. Now, start to pay attention to those, start to notice them. A great strategy is to kind of alternate between the 3. So take a moment now to notice your surroundings and what's going on. Then notice your sensations, and then notice your thoughts. Then start to pay attention to what you're noticing. And you can speak honestly about that. That is your truth. One other factor to radical honesty is I truly believe there's no need to be brutal or mean or cruel to other people when you speak honestly. Of course, some people may get triggered emotionally or feel upset by your truth, but your truth is your truth, and it's important that you speak it where you feel it's appropriate. So there is always a risk that other people may get upset, but equally I imagine more people probably got upset when they started to wonder if you were telling them the truth in the first place. So know that being honest, yes, there are occasions where some people may not like what you say, but that's your truth and you want to stand by it. And also, I feel that we're being the people that we would want to be friends with by being honest. I'm sure you wouldn't want to be friends with somebody who was dishonest or lied to you or bent the truth. And I feel that we should give that back to the world. That's how we should be. We should treat others the way that we want to be treated. And believe me, honest people find that they become connected with honest people. And we invite honest people into our lives. You might think of people in your own life that you admire for their honesty. Become one of those people. I think it's such a wonderful, healthy, positive trait to have if you can work on becoming radically honest. And being radically honest can absolutely revolutionize your relationships, especially your most intimate relationships, because you start to connect at a deeper level, because you're talking about what you notice. You're talking about the thoughts you notice, the sensations you noticed, your surroundings and what you're noticing about those. You're not just talking about superficial things, maybe with your partner. You're digging deeper and you're sharing what's on the inside on the outside, and that deepens the level of connection. You start to have conversations at a much deeper level. You'll find it opens up a whole new level of emotional connection. I'd invite you to give it a try. Maybe for the next 24 hours or the next 7 days, you could practice being radically honest. You can read a lot more online about radical honesty. Just put the search term into Google and you'll find out all sorts of information about it. Many people throughout the world practice radical honesty, and believe me, it's an absolute game changer.